Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are joining me from. Thank you, everyone, members of the Lady Be a Success community who has been so consistent, who has been so consistent. I want to say thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone who has been pushing out there for all you've done. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you and welcome to the Brand Visibility and Influence Summit. My name is Terry Omodibo. I know some people are seeing me uh, live for the first time, while some others are very comfortable with the face. So I want to say I'm pretty excited about today. I'm pretty excited um, about the Brand Visibility and Influence Summit. This is going to be a signature summit, and I know that is going to be something that's going to grow from one level to another. So I'm pretty excited. So we just quickly we're going to start it up in a bit. We'll start about it anyway. So, but I know our speaker will be joining in a bit, so we can hit the ground and running. But I want to celebrate all those who came in on time, just in time. Those who came in just in time, who came in just in time. So I want to celebrate Benita Samuel, thank you. Say hello, good evening. So let's put that on the screen. Hello and good evening. Yeah, and then also I have someone else here who say good evening. Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. This is sure going to be a very significant event, very significant event. So I will just wait for a minute and see if a few persons going to join in. We're going to see a few persons going to join in quickly, and also our speakers joining in very shortly. I know he just told me he's going to join in very shortly. So let me quickly put everything that I need to put in place to ensure that this runs very, very smoothly. Okay, we are streaming this live on YouTube too. By YouTubers streaming this live on YouTube. Awesome, streaming this live on YouTube. So I'm going to be shuttling between Facebook and YouTube um, to ensure that every one of us who is joining in gets value from today. Okay. So if you can hear me loud and clear, wherever you're joining from, I see some people already joining in. Let me know your name and where you are joining in from. It'll be great. And then you can just say a quick hello. All right, let's say your name and where you're joining from, and then just say a quick hello. I'm going to put that on the screen. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I see some people already on the screen. I see some people who are joining live already. Okay. Sorry, a call was coming in. It's not time to pick a call. All right, all right. So if you're joining, let's see your name. All right, your name and where you're joining from. It'll be great to know. It'll be great to have you share your name and where you're joining from. Where your name and where you're joining from. All right. Okay, it's going to be great to know where you're joining from, so we can be able to keep track of that. Awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, I see Michelle Ogo. Michelle Ogo joining from Lagos. Michelle Ogo joining from Lagos. Thank you, Michelle, for joining. All right, if you could hear me loud and clear, or I need to project, let me know in the comments. All right, let me know in the comments. Michelle Ogo, thank you for joining. Our speaker is joining in shortly. All right. As soon as he comes on board, we're going to start off right away. We don't wait too much for anyone. If this is of value to you, you will be here. All right. We have a good number of people who are registered for this. And we expect that they come in and they are coming in. So they come in and then they listen. Okay. That's their own part. If this is important to you, you will be here. So I see Michelle joining on YouTube. Okay, I think that's YouTuber. Thank you, Michelle, for joining. Ufoma Omoabo, all right, joining from Lekki. Thank you for joining in. That's from YouTube too. Awesome, awesome. I see a lot of people. Awesome. Fantastic. Michelle said, I can hear you loud and clear. That's great. That's great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. All right, this is sure going to be a very significant event, very significant event, and it's very passionate to my heart. Like I said, it's going to be a very signature event. All right, so I see Blessing from Lagos, Blessing from Lagos joining in. Thank you for joining, Blessing, all the way from Lagos. All right, so let me celebrate you, Blessing from Lagos. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. Also, I'm going to put Ufuma on the screen. Ufuma from Lagos, thank you for joining in. I'm celebrating you already. All right, awesome, great. So if you're joining in, just let us know where you're joining from. Let's know where you're joining from. This is the Brand Visibility and Influence Summit. All right, our speaker will be joining in shortly. So we just go straight right on. We don't dare to waste too much time. It's going to be power packed today. I have a lineup of speakers in this event that are practitioners, people who have done, who walk the talk, all right? They do what they say what they do, people who have done it. So if you're here to build, if you want to know how to brand yourself, how to elevate your personal brand presence and influence globally, this is the right place to be. So one more thing you want to do for me is perhaps you want to also invite some other people to join you right now. All right. So if you are on the community, the Little Resources community, all right, you can invite more people, just tag them and then bring them in here. All right. If you're on YouTube too, all right, if you're on YouTube, you can also send, all right, share this with some people, bring them in. All right. This is supposed to be very closed, but it's still open a bit. All right. So let them know that something great is going to be happening right here, all right, tonight, or this evening, depending on where you're joining from. Tonight, to this morning, or good this afternoon, where you are joining me from. It's going to be awesome. All right, great, great. Thank you, everyone, joining in. Blessing, Benita, Summers, thank you for joining in. More persons are coming in. All right, more persons are coming in. A lot of people watching this right now. And also, I know this call is persistent. Let me see who this is. Just give me a minute. I'll be back shortly. Okay, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Our speaker is right behind the scene now, behind the studio. So we're going to be starting right on. All right, thank you for joining in. All right, so what's the name now? Olayide Olagunjo, Olagudoye. All right, thank you for joining in. So let me celebrate you. Good to be here. Ah, awesome, awesome, Olayide. Thank you for joining in. And you're very fantastic. You've been very, very engaging, very, 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 very engaging and very fantastic so far. Thank you for joining in. All right, so I have Ben 10 all the way. Ben 10 is here, joining live from Lagos. Thank you, Ben 10. Thank you, Ben 10. Great. All right, so we still have more opportunities to be able to share this information everywhere. All right, to share this good news everywhere, right? So go right, if you're following me on Facebook, all right, you follow me on Facebook, right, and share it out to a lot of people. Share the link to them, let them register. This is just the beginning. We're going to have two Power Blast sections today, and tomorrow we're having five sections. Five sections. I'm going to be speaking tomorrow. All right, I'm going to wrap this whole conversation and then cement it very well. And then that can help you position for 2022. But beyond that, today is going to be a Power Blast. We're going to be having two fantastic, amazing speaker that is going to be helping us tonight to understand how we can actually pivot and elevate our personal brand presence and push it to become global. All right, it's going to be amazing. So quickly, I'm not going to take too much time. We already know some of them. So tonight we're supposed to be having one of the very phenomenal speakers speak. All right, take the first section today. All right, so I have Myron Brain. I don't know. Myron Brain is joining from YouTube, but I don't know some other things are there. We were tech. All right, Myron Brain. Okay, so joining in on YouTube, thank you. Right, so this is being streamed live on a Facebook community, the Leading Beyond Success community. So if you're on YouTube, you are not in the community, it's good to be here. We're doing amazing things in the community after today, or after this summit, we'll be doing amazing things. All right, so feel free to join us in the community. But if you're on YouTube, all right, you are doing an amazing job there. Just engage, make sure you engage as much as possible. Let's know your questions, engage with anything that resonates with you in the course of the conversation. Please ensure that you put it right there, right? And put it right there in the comment section, and also ensure also that you subscribe. Sorry, yeah, you click this subscription, this notification button, so that when we're starting up the next sections, subsequently you can get notifications. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, those who are on YouTube, so that you can also get more information next time we give a lot of notifications. All right, awesome, awesome, great. So we're going to go straight right on right now. Speaker is right behind the scene. Like I said, we're supposed to have Elijah Mama take the first section for today. All right, but somehow it's not going to be available. All right, I sincerely apologize on that for him. All right, he just became a father. All right, became a father, and so many other things that came up very, very quickly. So he apologized very dearly, and his heart is here. All right, his heart is really here. His heart is really here. He apologized very dearly. But I have someone else who's going to be taking this. It's been in all our summits this year. All right, I just decided to give him a break, but he's right here in the room. So I'm going to bring right. All right, it's going to this man is a powerhouse. Okay, he is a powerhouse, and he's going to be taking us right in on to be sharing powerfully how you can reinvent your personal brand. See, your personal brand is everything you've got. You gotta defend it. You gotta build it. You gotta invest in it. It's going to tell us how you can actually reinvent your personal brand from the inside out. Everything starts from the inside out. You have to brand from the inside out. So I'm not the one thinking it, so I'm going to be able to share the thing, but I'm going to bring him right on into the room right now to share powerfully how you can actually achieve that. All right, thank you everyone joining in. Please let us know where you're joining from. All right, let us know where you're joining from. I want to thank you for joining in. Let us know where you're joining from, your name and your name, where you're joining from. I just say hello to everyone. I'm going to put right on the screen. So I'll get as I bring before you powerfully into the first ever brand visibility and influence summit, the powerful success catalyst, author of the how to earn a fee from what you do for free. All right, that book has sold over 1,600 copies, and I know you don't want to leave here today without getting your copy. Okay, so tonight, powerfully, I'm going to bring before you right into the room, Niyi Soyinka.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so excited to be
Okay,
here.
I don't know.
I hope you can hear me.
Can you hear me, sir? Awesome, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, 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 awesome. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. It's good to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. I know there's a time lag between us.
Okay, looks like right. Okay, great. Okay, but it's a bit freezing now.
Freezing?
Okay, your video is freezing, but
My,
your video is okay. Okay, okay. All right, so I think your video is better now. It's coming out. It's coming up now.
okay, okay.
Great. Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Okay, beautiful. I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Great. Good to have you here, sir. Take it all the way, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, even though I'm standing in the stead of Mr. Elisha Maman. I'm super excited for to be here. Thank you, Mr. Elisha Maman, for counting me worthy to also stand for him here. But more than ever before, I want to thank our incredible host. Thank you so, so much, sir, for the value you are changing in our world. I must truly say that it doesn't matter how this is starting. Of course, I know it's not just starting, but I'm basically saying that thank you for counting it as a task to contribute your quota to our world, right? And you will never be able to quantify the things that you are doing here, right? Except in years to come when the results will be coming. And I want to thank all of your team members for making this possible, and thanking most especially all of our MVPs out there. By MVPs, I mean our most valuable players. That means the people who are watching, who are streaming. Please, like Mr. Terry said, get your friends, get your brothers, get your sisters, get your frenemy and your enemy, if possible, get them live. Share the link, send it on WhatsApp, put it on your WhatsApp status. Brand Visibility and Influence Summit is live. All right. So in the next 40 minutes thereabout, I will be talking about. I want to be sure that you can hear me, Mr. Terry. If you can just put a comment there, let me be sure that you can hear me. Then I will just cut straight to the chase. All right. So
Yes,
I
yes, we can hear
understand
you.
just now that I'm probably the one starting this summit, as it were. All right, fine. All right, I'm probably the one starting this summit with this talk. So we're going to be talking about how to reinvent our personal brand. Mr. Sterry started on an amazing note. He said, "Your personal brand is all you've got. Nothing can be truer than that. Your personal brand is all that you've got." Let me say the opting time. Your personal brand is all that you've got, right? But before I even go in that dimension, I need to let you know that all around the world today, the thing that is selling the most, as it were, quote and unquote, right, is our personal brands. In fact, I hope you realize that even corporate brands today are seeking collaborations with personal brands. All right, I hope you used to know that many years ago, individuals, young people will say, okay, let me get corporate sponsorship and all of that and all of that. That's great. But nowadays, corporate brands themselves have seen the importance of personal brands. So they want to partner, they want to make them ambassadors, as it were. They want to make them, right, those who will speak for them out there. I hope you've seen it. Okay. A typical example is what happened a few days ago. The legendary, let me call him the Davido, right? He went out there saying that, okay, he wants to celebrate his birthday and he wants his friend to send him £1 million each. In about 48 hours, he raised a quarter of $1 billion, right? So that's incredible. That's the power of personal brand. In case you don't know, maybe Davido didn't even stand out. He didn't plan to come out to become a personal brand, but the person that he has become today is typically who a personal brand is. He may not have might have decided, all right, many years ago when he started his music career, that I want to have a personal brand around this. Probably he didn't. Okay, but you and I are having this knowledge so that we can be very deliberate and intentional about building a personal brand. They may not have been intentional, and they are raving successes today, okay, as per personal branding. Okay, but you and I who know this now have to be intentional and deliberate about it. Before I go ahead talking about intentionality and being deliberate, but I was just trying to talk about him. I said just a few days ago, the Wema Bank that he used had to call him. They called him, they made him the ambassador, or probably they resigned the ambassador deal, and they all of that. They gave him a car, a new car, right? So nowadays you see Olamide Bado, you see him on Infinix, you see Ronaldo, for instance, or you see a Messi on Pepsi bottles, right? And now this is the power of personal branding. I needed to create that so that you can have a very basic understanding of what a personal brand can do and how it looks. All right. So let's quickly go to the definition. This is my definition of personal branding. And before I go to textbook definition, my definition of personal branding, which seems to want to summarize what personal branding is. Remember, we're talking about how to reinvent your personal brand, really starting from, I love the topic because it said starting from within, because that's where it starts. In fact, that's the first key towards reinventing yourself. Personal branding, you need to find who you are. But before we go there, let's quickly define what personal branding is. Personal branding, from my understanding and my definition, personal branding is a merger or is the midpoint between who you are and how you want to be perceived. I'll say that again. It's the midpoint between who you are and how you will love to be perceived. This is very powerful. This is very critical and important. Personal branding is the bridge, okay, is the point, is the merger between of who you are and how you want to be. Hello? Am I on? Mr. Terry, please can you drop in the comment if I'm on?
I think we lost you for split seconds, but you're back.
Hello, sir.
We lost you for split.
Okay, I was thrown out, but I'm back, right? Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, beautiful. Okay. So please, what was the last thing you heard me say, sir? What was the last thing you heard me say, sir?
You can go ahead. We can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Forgive us, there's a time lag in our communication. And
Yes, I know.
right.
So you can go ahead. I can hear you very loud and clear now.
Okay, I said, what was the last thing you heard me say?
So you were talking about, you were defining personal brand as the merger, all right?
Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's look at some other definitions, all right? Personal branding also looks at, finding your uniqueness, right? And building a reputation around the things that you want to be known for. Can I say that again? Personal branding talks about, right? It talks about finding your uniqueness, right? All of us are unique, all of us are different. It involves finding your uniqueness, and building a reputation on the things that you want to be known for. Finding your uniqueness. Look at the word there. You must find your uniqueness, right? And you must build a reputation around what you want to be known for. But let me give you one definition of Wikipedia that seems to carry a lot of elements that I want to pass across today. Then I'll begin to talk about the steps with which we can reinvent our personal brand starting from the inside. Okay, so personal branding, according to Wikipedia, said it's a conscious and an intentional, a conscious and an intentional effort, okay, to create and influence public perception. Remember, it is deliberate, it is conscious, and it is an intentional activity to create and to influence public perception about you, right? So the idea is this: I don't want to be called any name. This is the perception I want to have towards you about me. Because you see, one of the quagmire, one of the difficulty in personal branding, that's why I give you my definition first, is that sometimes people perceive you and it's not who you are, because perception is reality, they say. But it is they just perceive who you are. The perception they have about you is what they are carrying on, and it's not who you are. So personal brand is that merger. Don't just perceive something about me. This is who I am, okay, and this is how I want you to feel. Because, for instance, now here's the point: you need to. This is who I am, and this is how I want to be seen. Not this is who I am, and this is how else I'm being seen. Now, this is what happens to a lot of us out there. Let me not complicate this and go too fast. What I'm saying basically is this, okay? It is about saying, this is who I am, and this is how I want you to see me. Not this is who I am and this is how you are seeing me. That is the problem with a lot of people, and that's why they are not marketable, and that's why they are saying, I'm playing my role, I'm doing my effort, I'm doing my pancake, I'm looking fresh, I'm wearing new clothes, I'm posting online, But you see, probably that's not what people are perceiving. They're perceiving something different. So you need to be intentional about recreating that, and that's why I believe this topic is coming. That's why you need to be very deliberate about reinventing it. Okay, probably some years ago you've made some statements, you've done some things, you've made some posts, and that has left an indelible mark in the heart of your audience, and so that is the impression that they have about you forever. So it's about time that you reinvented your personal brand. So let's go back to our definition. I believe I'm communicating. If I'm communicating, all right, you can put in a comment section, and remember, share this video with your folks. All right. So personal branding is a conscious, intentional, deliberate activity in creating and influencing public perception about you. It is also positioning yourself as an authority. Powerful. It's positioning yourself as an authority in the industry of your choice. So, for instance, I've talked about the football guys, the Messi, the Ronaldos of this world. I've talked about the music guys, of this world, the Olamides of this world, the Michael Jacksons of this world. All right, I've talked about those guys. Okay, so it's about positioning yourself, you're right, as an authority in your industry. This is powerful, powerful. You need to position yourself, elevating your credibility and also differentiating you from others. Isn't this great? So let me give you a summary of what I've said, what personal branding is. It is about being intentional, and see, please don't take it away. If there's anything now, if you've not had me say anything so far, hear me say this. Reinventing your personal brand, you have to be intentional, you have to be circumspect, you have to be deliberate, and you have to be conscious about it. You must consciously do it, you must intentionally do it, you must deliberately do it. Right? Because nobody can create your personal brand better than yourself. It doesn't matter how much they shout about out there. There's nobody who will really create it better than you are. Because it is out of how you create that people will, celebrate or otherwise do otherwise to you. So personal branding is about the conscious. I'm staying long on this definition deliberately, because if we do not get it here, we will miss it. So what have we said personal branding is? It's being intentional, being deliberate about creating an effort to create and influence, public perception about you. Okay, it is about positioning yourself as an authority in your industry. It is about establishing your credibility, right? And finally, it's about differentiating you from others, differentiating you, from the conception or the perception that people have about themselves. So this is what personal branding is about. This is very critical, and this is very important. Okay. So how do you now begin to reinvent yourself? Before I mention that, Rory Vaden is a coach, a well-established authority in personal branding. Look at what he has to say about how you can develop your personal brand. He said you should ask these three questions. Why? I always say in my book, I think in the first chapter of the book, I talked about the power of inquisition. I used to say, and I'll keep saying it every time until probably the world hears it, that, see, our next answers are not far away. They are just waiting for a question to trigger them. Listen to me. All right, your next box, your next million, your next 500K is likely in a question you are yet to ask. All right, this is very powerful. This is very critical. So I love to say that by asking a question, you have solved 50% of the problem already. Okay, so let's imagine the problem is 100%. By you asking a question alongside that problem, you solved it 50%. No wonder the great legendary Albert Einstein said, if you give me 60 minutes to solve a problem, I will use the first 55 minutes asking question. Then I'll use the next 5 minutes to solve that problem. Isn't that powerful? So Rory Vaden said, in discovering and developing and reinventing your personal brand, you need to know, what problems do you solve and what are you passionate about? What problem do you solve? What are you passionate about? Okay. All right. What have you researched and what do you have results in? Remember, I said you need to be an authority in that industry. So what problems? Okay, let me take it easy now, because sometimes I realize I talk very fast. Number one, what problem do you solve? What are you passionate about? What problem do you solve? Are you solving the problem of hunger? Are you solving the problem of thirst? Are you solving the problem of visibility? Are you solving the problem of influence that Mr. Terry is trying to solve here? Okay. What do you have results in? What have you researched? Right? Very powerful. And you see, do not commonize those things. After this class, by 6 o'clock, I'll be somewhere and I'll be talking to people how to monetize their knowledge. Okay, it's you that thinks that your knowledge is small. Okay, you the things that you've researched, the things you've gain expertise in, you can develop a personal brand there. Do you know how many people who need those things and you are commonizing them? Please do not commonize them. The other thing that Rory Vaden said is that what are the things people will buy from you? What business do you want to be in? These are the questions you need to ask in developing your personal brand. So let me give you about 7 to 8 keys on how to reinvent your personal brand. Already, what have we done so far? We've tried to define what personal branding is. Right, of people around the world who are personal brand. Before you think I'm out there talking about some superstar musician, because I just realized right now that the people I've basically mentioned are footballers and musicians. So let me mention in quote now. Please don't quote me out of context. More serious people. All right. So we're talking about the John C. Maxwell's of this world, who have developed personal brands in leadership and all of that. So you find people like that all over the place. Okay, very important. So number one, the first key to reinventing your personal brand, right, and branding yourself from inside out is to find out who you are. Now, this is very simple. This is very common, but it's critical. Because you see, if you don't find who you are, your personal branding journey will be messed up. Can I say that again? If you do not know who you are, if you have not found who you are, your personal branding journey will be a disaster. It is what it is, right? Because it starts because when the challenges come, when the storm comes, the question the storm and the challenges will be asking you is, who are you? Who are you? You've heard about personal branding, you are coming, but who are you? Who are you? This is very powerful. Who do men say I am? He was deliberate about that. He knew that, but he knew who he was. Okay, so before we talk about who do men say I am, I need to find out who I am. Are you there? It's very powerful. You know, Jesus was saying that who do men say I am? He knew who he was. That's why immediately somebody concurred with that. He said, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you. Why? Because they could have confused him. So this is very powerful. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad at that comment. Very powerful. Find out who you are. It's critical. I beg you. If you do not do this, don't undergo any personal brand. Anything I say subsequently, if this has not been established. In fact, don't do anything I will say. The 6 to 7 points I'll mention subsequently, please don't do them until you establish this. Right? It's critical. Find out who you are. By who you are, I'm saying, who am I? Who am I? Adegoke. Who am I? Where am I from? All right. What can I do? What are my potential? What are my burning passion? What is my highest desire? What are my dreams? What is my vision? Who am I? Who really am I? All right. Find who you are. This is key. This is powerful. This is serious. Thank you, Mr. Wikiman. All right. Very important and very critical. You need to find who you are. You see, because you see, we have a tendency, because maybe we've listened to certain people, we've frolicked with certain people, we've gisted with certain people, we like certain people, and we just want to copy them. You are going to shoot yourself in the leg. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. It doesn't matter how much you admire Niyi, Soyinka, how much you admire Wikiman, how much you admire Degoke, how much you admire our phenomenal host, Mr. Terry, how much you admire Mr. Elisha. Please, you must remain you. Right? You can learn from us, we can learn from you, because if we lose you, we've lost a lot. One of the problems this world is facing is that people have lost their identity, and that's why it's not just a leadership problem, right? One of the major problems around the world is people have lost their identity. People are in need to find who they are. Right? So you need to ask questions to: where am I from? Where am I going? Who am I? What can I do? What are my potential? What is my biggest dream? What is my passion? This is very critical. Be genuine, and because you need this to be genuine, and you need this to stay in your lane. This is critical. So the first key to reinventing your personal brand is to find who you are. So one more time this evening, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Very important. Okay. Number two, you must also define what you want to be known for. I need to run now because I just have about 15 minutes or less. So let's run quickly. Right? Number one, find who you are to reinvent your personal brand. Remember, we said it starts from the inside. The journey from grass to grace, the journey from rags to riches starts from the inside. Number two, define what you want to be known for. Yes, so this is the second most important thing you need in reinventing your personal brand. You need to define exactly. I'll say that again. You need to define exactly what you want to be known for. I know you do a lot of things. I know you are multi-gifted. I know you are talented. I know you can sing, you can dance, you can mime, you can do all of this at the same time. But my dear friend, you must decide. You must define what you want to be known for. This is very important. Almost on monthly basis, people who come to see me in the office, some people want to come to see me in the office, they are shocked at the place I work. They are shocked at the things I do. Okay, because out there, okay, a lot of I do not push out this. I do not push out where they meet me. Okay, so when they come to meet me, I say meet me so place. They are shocked. Of course, I'm not saying a bad place. Okay, I hope nobody has a bad mind here. All right, but my point is that they are shocked. Why? I was intentional about what I wanted to be known for. Right, so I defined it. I decided that okay, this area, I'm not sure I want people to know this about me, and it's not about pretense. It's about that I understand what personal branding is. So I decided this is what I want to be seen. This is what I want to be shown out there. It's not some wishy-washy, fake life. No, sir. I'm just saying that I have practiced this, right? So I'm saying to you, the second key to reinventing your personal brand is to define what you will know for. Not that today we are seeing you as a comedian, tomorrow we are seeing you as a singer, next tomorrow we are seeing you as a footballer, the day to come we are seeing you as a tailor, as a fashion designer, another day we are seeing you as a contractor. Who are you, sir? Define what you want to be known for. This is very important. Now, you see, because you know why this is important? So that you can stay top of the mind. Okay? So, there are some people who say they are top of the mind. So, if you want to think about leadership, now the first person that comes to your mind is Dr. John C. Maxwell. If you want to talk about purpose, you want to talk about kingdom, right? You are thinking of Dr. Miles Monroe, right? If you want to think about, mention those things. So, because you want to stay top of the mind. So, not that I'm thinking of somebody and this guy, the guy even confused. He don't even get himself, right? The guy today, I will see the guy speaking. Tomorrow, I will see him, miming. Next tomorrow, I will see him dancing. I'm confused as he's also confused. Now, are all of these things bad? I've not said robbery, okay? I've not said stealing. So none of these things are bad, okay? But you need to define and stay with one first. Now, so let me tell you why you need to stay with one. Let's imagine many years ago, Ronaldo he was doing many things. What will you have known him for? Right? So keep everything aside. At least one or two be known for it. So for instance, now you and I have known Ronaldo to be a footballer for many, many years now. If Ronaldo now decide that he wants to start public speaking, he wants to become an author, he wants to mention the things that Ronaldo wants to be today. He wants to have a footwear company. He wants to run a football club, right? He wants to become a politician. I hope you know that Ronaldo will make it big time, all things being equal. If you doubt me, ask George Weah. George Weah was a footballer. He won the highest, the Ballon d'Or, I think in 1996. But many years later, he became the president of his country. Whether he's doing well or not is not my concern right now, and this is not a political gathering. But I'm basically saying that, see, you can evolve over time. You can evolve, you can rebrand over time, but you need to establish one. This is powerful. This is powerful. It's as powerful as the first point. Define what you want to be known for. All right. Tell a story. Let other people do the same. Right. Tell your own story. Personal branding. One guy called Aaron Edoff said, personal branding is the story people tell about you when you are not in the room. So you need to define what you want to be
think we lost him again. I think we lost him again. Okay. All right. It's coming in right on in again. You are back, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. I apologize. I think network. So the first key, if you're just joining us, I believe I'm communicating. I believe I'm adding value. Mr.
Yes,
I hope
yes, you
so.
are. Yes, you are.
All right. Thank you so much. So to reinvent your personal brand, number one, we've said you need to find who you are. Number two, you need to define what you want to be known for. Number three, very powerful, is that you need to know your target market. You need to know your ideal market. Or let me put it in a term we understand better. You need to know your ideal audience. So what I'm saying basically is that you need to establish and define your audience. Not everybody is your audience, sir. Not everybody is your audience, man. No, no, sir. You need to define your ideal market. You need to define your ideal audience. This is powerful. This is very important. Okay, so in finding your personal brand, you must, who is my audience? I cannot be everybody. I said jokingly, I said, as long as you are not oxygen, as long as you are not water, not everybody needs you. It doesn't matter whether you are fine or you are Miss World. It doesn't matter whether you are Miss Universe. Okay, it doesn't matter what oil is running from your head. As long as you are not water, as long as you are not oxygen, not everybody will love you. Not everybody will need you. You can be the finest chick in your block. Some other person will see you as ugly. I'm sorry to say, right? So this is critical. Thank you, sirs. All right. So you need to define your audience. You need to know exactly who you are sent to. It's critical. So you're not saying I come to these people, they didn't like me. Is it that I'm not doing well? No, no, no. They are, is probably all things being equal, is probably they are the wrong audience. So define your audience. So are they young people between the ages of 15 to 25? Are they graduates? Are they entrepreneurs? Who's your audience? Are they? You don't tell me it's everybody, sir. No, no, sir. Because even Ronaldo is not everybody. Really, it's not everybody goes to the stadium to watch him, right? So you must define your audience. You know, because you know why you need to define your audience, so that ultimately when I make one or two things, because I'll be telling you how to be visible, I'll be telling you how to be consistent. So it is this audience you need to stay with. Is this audience, not everybody, right? Now you can start out. I don't want to say you should start as a generalist, but in your mind you must define who your audience exactly is, so that when you are spending resources, all right, when you are coming up or when you are trying to push your voice out, you know who you are sent to. Even Jesus had an ideal market. Permit me. He said, I'm sent to the lordship of Israel. Actually, ultimately, when he was sent to everybody in the world, but as at that time, he was sent to a particular set of people. Jesus knew his audience. How much more you? How much more me? This is very important, right? Very critical. Okay. Number four, in developing our brand, is that you must always and consistently think impact, think value, because all I've said so far is about you, me. Define who you are, define your audience, define what you want to be known for. All of this is talking about you. But one thing I want you to put in our mind, the fourth key to reinventing our personal brand, is to consistently think impact. We must consistently think legacy. We must consider in building your personal brand. You must, more than anything, more than a name, more than a fame, more than what have you and I must think legacy. You and I must think impact. Can I say that again? More than fame, more than name, more than paparazzi, more than whatever, we must think legacy. We must think impact. What impact is my personal brand going to make? What legacy am I giving? Have I told you before? Let me not assume everybody knows. I hope you know it's not when you are 30, when you are 40 that you begin to, or when you are 70. For many years ago, I used to think that when I'm 70, I will now have a legacy. Maybe because I used to see it on those obituary, right? They will say he left a legacy. So in my mind, right? But with study, with introspection, with thinking and meditating, I've actually come to realize that the day you and I knew the difference between wrong and good, that day we began to leave a legacy. Can I say that again? The day you knew, maybe at age 4, maybe at age 3, the day you knew the difference between wrong and right, that day you began to leave a legacy. So what I'm saying is that with this understanding, you and I must be deliberate and intentional. We must consciously, all right, decide the legacy we are leaving. Because even today, right, even listening to me right now, watching me right now, watching Mr. Terry's amazing conference, it's a legacy you are leaving directly or indirectly. I know that I'm doing such, and that's why I'm deliberate about teaching you this way. So the fourth key to reinventing your personal brand is to think legacy and to think impact continually. To think legacy and to think impact every single day. All right, number 5, the fifth key, very quickly, to reinventing your personal brand is to follow a successful example. All right, it doesn't matter what you and I want to become tomorrow, today, tomorrow, right? It is somebody's. I used to say this. I said, your dream and my dream is somebody's current reality. Your dream and my dream is also somebody's past. Do you imagine that? What you are dreaming about, your highest dream in the next 30 years to achieve, is somebody's current reality. Yeah. But the funniest thing is that that dream that you have is probably somebody's past. Okay, so it's very wise to follow a successful example. Follow a successful example. So there's somebody who has, because every time in life there are people who have seen as role models, who we wish that our life is. There's nothing wrong with that. Why we do not encourage copy and paste, but the fact is that we can learn from their examples. These things were written for our examples, that we through them. All right. So in building your and reinventing your personal brand, you must follow a successful example. All right. There are many people who are living the life, who have outlived the life that you and I want to live. So it's wise in building our personal brand that we follow their examples. Very important. Number 6, that's the thought of the last thing I'll talk about. All right. Another way, very, very close to following a successful example, is to get as many endorsements. Okay, so for example, there's this guy. I saw the picture some months ago or some years ago. There's one black guy who, many years ago, about 10, 15 years ago, I think his name starts from M. If anybody remembers that name, they should tell me. Right? He posted the picture of Ronaldo in his house, in his room. He put the picture of Ronaldo in his room. 7 or 9 years later, he was playing on the same pitch with Ronaldo, following a successful example. Right? This is what I'm talking about. And there are scores of people like that. There are certain musicians who have taken some people as their idol. Years later, they are singing on the same stage with them. Amazing, isn't it? But remember, I said it's not a copy and paste, it's not a competition. It's about following a successful example, because your dream is already somebody's past. Why go reinvent the wheel all the time? Right? It's great to reinvent the wheel, but sometimes sometimes it's just follow me as I follow Christ. So number 6 is that you need to get as many endorsements, get as many recommendations, right, from those examples or from trusted authorities. This is very powerful. You must get as many endorsement as recommendation as possible. You know why? Because the world is so large, and you want to, because one of the definitions I gave earlier is that you want to differentiate yourself. You want to stand out. All right. You want to be the authority. So you need certain authorities to endorse you. This is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye him. Powerful. That was a recommendation. That was a statement. And Jesus, can you indulge me to talk about Jesus a bit? Jesus is the master personal brand example that we have. All right. He said, this is my beloved son. God shouted and screamed, this is my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Hear ye him. From that day, Jesus' brand blew. Jesus literally blew. Is it okay to talk this way? This is very powerful and important. All right. So because there was an endorsement, because there was a recommendation, from that day, is life. So who to build a personal brand, to reinvent it, you must have recommendation from trusted authorities. You must have endorsement. certain endorsements, it will go a long way. All right, it will open certain doors. I'm telling you, certain doors that you probably will not get there in 5 years by that recommendation, by one word, by one talk, one recommendation, one letter, one voice note, one text message, one WhatsApp message. Suddenly you are there. Why? Because somebody endorsed and recommended you. All right. Number 8, okay, or number 7. You need to show up and be consistent. Okay, in building your personal brand, you can't afford to show up today and you will not show up again until 2 months time. No, sir, you cannot build a personal brand that way. Not in this world where there are so many things taking our activity. Not in this age where there's so much information overload. Can I say that again? Not in this age where there's so much information overload. Not in this age where a lot of things, 1,001 things is attracting our eyes, is seeking for our eyes. Okay, so you can't afford to come in today and tomorrow, or you're not coming in again until 2 weeks, 3 times. As much as possible, show up consistently. If possible, show up every day. I'm telling you, show up every day if you can. Now, of course, one of the ways to show up is social media. Social media has liberalized personal branding. It has given us a platform that everybody is saying anything, so you can deliberately say it. You can't afford not to show up consistently, sir. You can't afford not to show up every day, if possible, or 3 or 4 times in a week, dispensing your value, showing your face. Remember, I talked about top of the mind, such that they know who is that guy? Who is that guy? That guy. No. They said, oh, leadership. No. That guy. No, that guy did here. He every day now they see him. He just be talking that like now he from the world. I mean my lingua. That's the idea. You captivated them. So show up consistently. I'm saying this to somebody and I'm not wasting my time. Somebody needed to hear this. Let me say to you, let me point it to you, sir. One of the reasons why, one of the reasons why you've not been able to establish a personal brand is that you are lazing around. You show up today and you don't come out again until 2 months, until 3 months in the name that you are busy. Yes, you can't be developing, but as much as you can, show us your face. Right? Come out, make some posts, leverage social media. You can't leave it to chance. I say that if Facebook was a country, is the largest country, is the country with the largest population in the world. China, India, they're the largest country in the world. Their combined population is just about 3 billion or thereabout. Facebook is literally heading there, right? Facebook has over 1 billion, over 2 billion thereabout. Population. China, I'm not sure China is up to 2 billion yet, and if they are, Facebook is still more than them. So that's the idea. So you have a prospect to show your face to a 2 billion people. You know what that means? In one go. This is powerful. So show up and show up consistently. Can I close with the last one, number 7 or number 8? You need to project excellence. Project excellence. How do I say this? Because a lot of people, they want to say in the name of personal brand, I want people may they take me as I be. As I did, just take me. If you are tired of me, give up. No, sir, you can't build a personal brand that way. You're not excellent. Remember, I'm saying that you are playing your card to 2 billion people across the world, not in your locality, not in your corner of your town where anything goes. No, you are playing to excellent people. You want the brands to see you. You want organizations to see you. So you must be excellent. So you can't afford to write YOU as you, capital letter, just you letter. You can't afford to write, money, MONEY as MNY. You can't afford. You must project excellence in conduct, in speech, in delivery. This is very critical and important. If you want to build a personal brand, you must project excellence, sir. So from then you want to show yourself out. That it's not a fake life. No, it's what you're supposed to really project. Your speech, your conduct, your mannerism, so now you can I've not even talked about logo. I've not talked about color. I've not talked about tagline things. This is where you can begin to do all of those things, because those things should come in later. They are important. You want to now begin to have drterry.com, Soyinka.com. All right, you want to have a logo. All right, you want to have some things that you want to brand yourself. You want to now package yourself, because it's also important. We can't say because some people do that more than they're supposed to do it, and we shouldn't do that. No, it's as important as well. But you need to get these first 7 things first. Then you can add these things to it. Build a personal brand. Let me close in summary. How do you reinvent yourself and build a personal brand? Number 8, we said you must project excellence. Number 7, we said you must show up consistently. Number 6, we said you must get as many endorsements as possible. Number 4, we said you should follow an example of a successful brand. Number 4, right? We said you should think legacy and think impact always. Number 3, we said you should define your audience. Number 2, we said you should define what you be known for. And of course, number 1, we said you should find who you are. I hope with these few points of mine, you go out there today and reinvent yourself in building an amazing personal brand that will change our world. I'd love to see you at the top. I love you. Thank you, Mr. Terry. Thank you, Dr. Terry, for having me again. I believe you got value. Cheers.
Wow. This is so good. Can you hear me, sir?
Awesome, yes, I can hear you, sir.
Awesome. This is really, really powerful. Man, this is all the conference, this summit is all about. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sharing powerfully again.
My pleasure, sir.
Personal brand visibility and influence summit. Thank you so much. So many nuggets here. I've been writing, like, wow, this is so good. So quickly, I want to jump into the comments now because we need to shut this down in a few minutes. The next section is starting very shortly. It's already been automated, so we need to shut this quickly. But I could take some questions. I have a lot of people right now putting it on it, sharing the thank you on the comments. So let me put them on the screen so you can see Mr. Niyi. All right, so let me put them quickly. That's awesome. Samuel Ibada says thank you, sir, for the value. I have this. Thank you for this great value. Yeah, let's keep that coming. I have this. Thank you so much. There's so many Facebook users. So what you want to do is go on the top of this video wherever you are listening from, and then allow StreamYard. Just you see allow StreamYard. Click on the link. It will allow us to see your name, so that your name also can display on the video. All right, so thank you, sir. I see God bless you. Yeah, I see we got more than value. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll keep reading them as they come up. Right, but if you have questions, also drop it in the comments. Let me just quickly take them, and then we should shut this down in another 5 minutes or so, 5 minutes or less. We should shut this down and then give some time for the next section to start. All right, so while I'm waiting for more comments and questions, all right, so I just want to recap. This is a recap of this section for those who came a bit later. All right, you're not supposed to come in late anyway, but those who came in a bit later, I just hit some of the nuggets here quickly. So I have what problems do you solve? I have what are you passionate about? All right, quickly. Awesome. Just a minute.
Okay, Mr. Terry, I think Mr. Terry will be back.
Okay.
I think we lost him.
All right.
I think he'll be back any moment. All right. Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. All right, so thank you so much. I need to shut this down because the next session is starting shortly. All right, so thank you so much. I don't know, no more questions here. So I guess there are no more questions. We need to shut this down because the next section is programmed at 6 quickly. All right, so I can allow Mr. Niyi to also go and then prepare for his next section. Thank you so much. Let me put this on the last one. Ben 10 Bank say thank you, sir, for the amazing section. Thank you. There's one other one here that says, "This is Bridget. I hope it's recorded because I'm not with my notes." All right. More questions. Thank you, sir, from Alajide. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I need to end this
Thank you.
section. Next section is going to be starting
I appreciate
shortly.
it.
So what we'll do is we're going to what we're going to do is refresh this shortly, and then you get the next section started. Thank you so much.